Hello and welcome to Standard Voice Television News. I'm Sumaido, but first the headlines. Governor Matawalle of Zamfara State commiserated victims of Kaduna train attack. Top actions to be taken over Kaduna train attack. Survivors recounts order. Former Kano State Governor Okonko dumps Peoples Democratic Party on business. House of Representatives summon Minister, Accountant General orders over police salary increments. And on the international scene, United States Secretary of State in Morocco over bilateral and regional security. On sport, a poor display by the Super Eagles ensured Ghana's Black Stars qualified for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. And now the news in full. Governor Bello Muhammad has commiserated with victims of Monday night's Kaduna train attack, among which included the former Deputy Governor of Zamfara State, Alhaji Ibrahim Wakala Liman. Governor Matawalle said the incident was another onslaught on our collective existence as peace-loving people and also a threat to meaningful social existence. Governor Matawalle said he was saddened when the news came to him that one of the safest means to travel is being compromised. It is a condemnable act and must be considered as a declaration of war on their people. He ensured that this time more than ever before, they shall concentrate on building a better synergy to holistically address the increasing threat by bandits and insurgents. The governor wished to commiserate with the Kaduna State government, the families of those who lost their lives and a fast rescue by their security operatives of those abducted Nigerians and a quick recovery for those who were injured in this heinous attack. Youth in Zamfara State have promised to donate 50 million naira for CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele campaign funds if he accepts to contest for president. The promise was made by the youth in Gusau when the national leadership of the Unified Northern Nigerian Youth Forum for Emefiele visited the state on Tuesday. The state coordinator of the forum, Ibrahim Aliyu, who announced the donation, said youth in the state were ever ready to donate the amount to Godwin Emefiele campaign funds if he declared interest to contest for president. Malam Aliyu stated that the youth in the state have benefited immensely with a lot of developmental programs introduced by Godwin Emefiele as the CBN governor. As such, they wanted him to lead the country as president come 2023. Malam Aliyu maintained that 1,000 dry session farmers were empowered with 250,000 naira each by CBN Anchor Borrowers Program through Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria. He said, under Dr. Godwin Emefiele, the CBN has empowered 60,000 cotton and rice farmers to cultivate 130,000 hectares of farmland located across the 17 emirate councils of the state. He also said that thousands of Zamfara youth and small business owners enjoyed various direct funding through COVID-19 loan, RRI, AGSMEIS, and other initiative of Dr. Emefiele. Malam Ali added that these economic and life-saving interventions have benefited many and uplifted millions of Zamfara people out of poverty. At least 8 out of the 398 passengers who boarded the ill-fated Kaduna board train from Abuja around 6 p.m. on Monday have been confirmed dead by the federal and state government, while 28 are currently hospitalized and several others still unaccounted for. The Kaduna Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Arwan, who confirmed the figures, also disclosed that from the manifest received from the Nigerian Railway Corporation, 398 passengers bought tickets, but 362 were validated. Mr. Arwan said that passengers manifested excluded the NRI, the NRC workers and security officials on board the train, adding that several passengers could not be accounted for. The commissioner stated that investigations were still ongoing to ascertain the status of passengers who were on board the train and remain unaccounted for. The terrorists, who victims said were between the ages of 18 and 22, were reported to have placed an improvised explosive device on the tracks around Duse inwards the Regansa train station. After detonating the device and forcing the train to derail and fall on its side, the terrorists shot at it discriminately. Not done, they dragged some of the passengers out into waiting buses and drove into the bush before the late arrival of security operatives over an hour later. Senators from the North, under the aspects of the Northern Senators Forum, have expressed shock and outrage over the Monday night attack on Kaduna Port train, asking the military to re-strategy on holding the security situation in the northwest. The forum's chairman and a former governor of Sokoto State, Senator Aliyu Magatakarda Wamako, said the attack was a direct dare at the Nigerian state and its security forces. For more on the story, Zainab Abdulasiyo reports.
Senator Wamako, who is also chairman of the Senate Committee on Defense, said the loss of lives of innocent and defenseless Nigerians must be outed immediately. The senators described the attack as heinous and unforgivable as they charged the security agencies to come together and pursue the criminals. He said it is devastating hearing about the outrageous attack which was brought to the fore. Yet again, the nature of the problem they are dealing with, adding that this is yet another wake-up call, not only for their security forces, but indeed all Nigerians to wake up and be sensitive in ending the menace. The forum condoled with His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, the Kaduna State government, as well as families and associates of those who lost their life in the attack. But as a tribute to those lost in the attack, they must ensure that their lives do not go in vain by bringing the perpetrators to book. I am Zainab Abdulasiyo reporting for Standard Voice Television News.
A director with National Board for Technical Education NBTE, Abdul Isaac Ofar Mata, died in the terrorist attack on Abuja-Kaduna passenger train on Monday night. Newsmen reported that Abdul Isaac Ofar Mata was among the over 970 passengers on the train when it was attacked, as many are still missing, while some are at the hospital receiving treatment over injuries sustained. A family source told newsmen on Tuesday that the descendant will be buried in Kano by 4 p.m. and the funeral prayer will hold on arrival with the corpse from Kaduna. The source said the late 55-year-old director survived with 4 children and a wife, had worked at Peugeot Automobile Nigeria. Former Kano State Governor Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso has dumped the Peoples Democratic Party. Newsmen report that Kwankwaso resigned his membership from PDP in a letter he sent to his ward chairman on Tuesday, dated March 29, 2022. The letter read in part, "It is with deep sense and responsibility that he writes to notify that as a result of some serious and irreconcilable differences, he has reached the conclusion that his continued state in the People's Democratic Party is untenable, and therefore effective from Tuesday 29th of March 2020, he has withdrawn his membership from the People's Democratic Party." Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Monguno on Tuesday addressed multinationals from Lake Chad countries and development partners from the UK and other countries during an ongoing conference being hosted by the UK's Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office. For more on the story, Afia Minister reports.
The conference tackled Chad Basin key steps toward comprehensive regional solutions, with focusing on how to effectively manage mass surrenders by Boko Haram and ISWAP fighters through disarmament. The mobilization and reintegration is taking place at Welton Park, located at Winston House in Sussex, United Kingdom. The conference has participants from the military managers of violent extremist groups, political leaders, the academia, humanitarian and development partners, diplomats, communication person, and post-conflict management experts from the UK and other developing countries, as well as countries in the LAC, Chad, Nigeria, Chad, Niger, and Cameroon. The Governor Zulum on the second day delivered a keynote address titled Insurgency, Recovering and Rebuilding Borno State. The Governor gave a detailed overview which highlights impact on the insurgency in Borno in terms of infrastructure, destruction, displacement, humanitarian crisis, and resettlement effort. Governor Zulum detailed the state's immediate short and long-term plans for stabilization and development, as well as how the state is responding to the mass surrender of over 35,000 repentant fighters from Boko Haram and ISWAP. Rafia Minasara reporting for SBT.
And on business, over to Mercy Mangan.
And now on business. The House of Representatives Committee on Police Affairs has invited the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, and the Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmed Idris, over the non-implementation of 20% salary increments for officers and men of the Nigerian police force by the federal government. The chairman of the National Salary Incomes and Wages Commission, Mr. Akpaku Ate, and the Director General of the Budget Office, Ben Akabweze, are also to appear before the committee. The chairman of the committee, Bello Kumu, directed the committee's clerk to write to those invited on the issue during a public hearing on 3 bills in Abuja on Thursday. Mr. Kumu stated that there was the need to meet with the government officials and find out why the directives to upwardly review police remuneration has yet to be implemented. The lawmakers also stated that the police should be excluded from the enveloped budget system, while stressing that the issues frustrating the pension system of the police must be addressed. He said it was necessary to have the police force that is motivated to carry out its constitutional duties, especially with the growing security crisis facing the country and the forthcoming general election. Many thanks for watching. I am Mangal Mercy Ilya, and do have a lovely day.
And on the international scene, U.S. Secretary of the State Anthony Blinkens is in Morocco for 2 days. This visit is part of a tour in the Middle East and North Africa that started last Saturday. Mr. Blinken is meeting his counterpart, Nelson Borita, again after seeing him at an unprecedented meeting in the Negev Desert in Israel along with 3 ministers of Arab countries and Israel. The talks will focus on bilateral and regional security, counter-terrorism operations in the Sahel and the economic impact of the conflicts in Ukraine, such as the risks of wheat shortage. But the disputed region of Western Sahara should be at the top of the agenda. In 2020, former U.S. President Donald Trump said the territory was Moroccan, and 3 weeks ago, the U.S. supported Rabank's autonomy plan. This Wednesday, the U.S. top diplomats will head to Algeria, whose diplomatic relations with Morocco has been strained over the situation of the region, partly controlled by Rabat and Polisario Front, an Algerian-backed independence movement. On spot.
Audio Jungle.
A poor display by the Super Eagles at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, Tuesday ensured Ghana's Black Stars qualified for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar on the away goal rule, after both sides played out a 1-1 draw in the second leg of their final playoff face-off. Ghana qualified for the World Cup in Qatar on Tuesday night. The Black Stars draw 1-1 with Nigeria in Abuja. The hero is Thomas Partey, the Arsenal midfielder, cooled off the packed Abuja Stadium by opening the score in the 11th minute. Nigerians thought they had drawn the hard part when they quickly equalized with a generous penalty, which was converted by Williams Akon. Despite the Eagles' bright start in front of a fully packed 60,000 capacity Abuja Stadium, the Black Stars took the lead through Captain Thomas Partey in the 11th minute. The Arsenal midfielder unleashing a fast-low drive, which squeezed through the diving Francis Ozugo's hands. Despite their intense domination, the Super Eagles were able to take the lead with Victor Osimhen still as clumsy as ever up front. Ghana is back in World Cup after 3 consecutive appearances in 2006, 2010 and 2014. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television News. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Governor Matawalle of Zamfara State commiserated victims of Kaduna train attack. Top actions to be taken over Kaduna train attack. Survivors recount order. Former Kano State Governor Rabiu Konkoso dumps Peoples Democratic Party. On business, House of Representatives summon Minister, Accountant General orders over police salary increments. And on the international scene, United States Secretary of State in Morocco over bilateral and regional security. On spot, a poor display by the Super Eagles ensured Ghana's Black Stars qualified for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Thank you for watching. I still remain Sumeri Dosa. Do have a pleasant day.